Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Before starting the video, please subscribe and keep watching for more details videos. Acing Love, Coco Gauff and the Love Island Shoutout. By the time the sun dipped below the skyline of London, Coco Gauff had already completed her morning workout, hit a solid 500 forehands, and been bombarded by texts, not from her coach, but from her best friends about the latest episode of Love Island UK. She hadn't watched it yet. She was saving it, like dessert after a championship meal. I swear if Nicolas and Olandria don't couple up tonight, I'm throwing my racket. Her friend Jordan had messaged, followed by 6 flame emojis. Coco laughed out loud from her hotel balcony. It's happening, she muttered to herself. It has to. Coco Gauff wasn't just a tennis superstar. She was also a certified Love Island fan. A hidden one at first, but after Wimbledon last year, she had casually dropped a quote in an interview. Honestly, I just want to go home, eat some pasta, and catch up on Love Island. The internet exploded. Her followers doubled in a week. Memes of her serving 100 miles per hour forehands and 100% drama commentary went viral. So she embraced it. She started live tweeting, created a highlight reel on Instagram called Villa Vibes. And every year when a new season aired, her fans expected commentary, pics, and her now famous Love Island predictions bracket. And this year, the season had brought with it 2 breakout stars, Nicolas, the quietly charming French model with a poetry habit and a six-pack you could use as a runway, and Olandria, the fierce Jamaican Brit with a laugh like thunder and eyes like secrets. They had undeniable chemistry. From day 3, Coco had tweeted, "Mark my words, Nicolas and Olandria are the moment. #Nolandra forever heart with arrow fire dizzy." But for weeks, it had been will they won't they drama. Olandria flirted with Tarek. Nicolas had a brief thing with Amelia. But every time they were alone, sparks, awkward giggles, lingering looks, a forehead touch that made Twitter crash. And now, according to the DMs and posts Coco was trying not to read, something major had happened. She turned off her phone. No spoilers. Not tonight. Later that evening, Coco sat cross-legged on her plush hotel bed, her protein shake half finished, her phone flipped upside down, and her iPad glowing with the neon lights of the Love Island villa. The episode began. It was recoupling night. The boys stood in a line. The girls, one by one, were choosing. When it was Olandria's turn, the music paused, dramatically, of course. She stood tall, eyes scanning the group of men. Coco leaned in. "Say his name," she whispered. "Say his name." Olandria began. "I want to couple up with this boy because from the start, I felt like he sees me. Not just the glam, not just the banter, the real me." Coco sat up straighter. "He listens. He writes me poems. He makes me tea when he thinks I'm cold. And when I'm with him, I feel like I'm home." The camera cut to Nicolas. His eyes were misty. Coco squealed. Actually squealed. "The boy I'd like to couple up with is Nicolas." Cue slow-motion hugs, cheering, the Love Island theme swelling like a symphony. Nicolas whispered something in French as he kissed Olandria on the cheek. Olandria giggled and kissed him back, on the lips this time. Coco threw a pillow into the air. "Let's go." She didn't wait. She grabbed her phone, opened Instagram, and typed furiously, Coco_Gauff. "I told y'all. Fire Revolving Hearts #Nolandra is official, and I am emotionally invested like it's Wimbledon finals. Someone send tissues and a therapist. Love wins. Jamaica France tennis." Within minutes, it had over 100,000 likes. Even the official Love Island account reposted it, captioning, "When Coco Gauff ships, we listen. Heart with arrow." The next morning, her agent called, laughing. "You broke the internet again." Coco yawned. "Did I? Good. I deserve that. They made me wait 3 weeks." BuzzFeed wants a guest column. Coco's Corner. A weekly recap. GQ is talking a profile about your obsession. Oh, and ITV wants you in the Love Island, after Sun Studio when season ends. Coco blinked. "They want me to come on the show. They said, and I quote, she is the Federer of fan commentary." She grinned. "I'll do it. but only if I get to ask Nicolas about the poem he wrote in the beanbags. That was Shakespeare meets soft launch. 2 weeks later, Nicolas and Olandria were still going strong. They had survived Casa Amor. Nicolas had turned down 2 bombshells. Olandria had written her own poem in return. Twitter melted again. Coco, now officially part of the fandom culture canon, had started posting her reactions in voice memos. One in particular, her screaming, "He stayed loyal. My son stayed loyal," was auto-tuned into a remix and charted on TikTok. Her bracket was nearly complete. Only the finale remained. She tweeted again, "If Olandria don't win this thing, I want a nationwide recount. I don't care if it's Love Island and not an election. I'm storming the villa. Hashtag justice for Olandria." Nicolas and Olandria followed her back on Instagram. Their bio even included a tennis emoji. And when Nicolas wore a Team Coco shirt on a challenge day, fans knew the crossover was real. Finale night. Coco was watching live with her friends, popcorn in hand, wearing a custom jersey that read, "Love 40, Coco for Olandria." The final 2 couples stood hand in hand. The host began the announcement, and the winners of Love Island 2025 are... Dramatic pause. Nicolas and Olandria. The villa erupted. So did Coco. She posted a photo of her jumping midair, holding a racket like a trophy, captioned, "Olandria Nation, we ride at dawn." They did it. Love and poetry and vibes won. Jamaica, France heart with arrow tennis. Hashtag Coco cried. Within hours, it was the most liked tennis-adjacent post in the history of Instagram. Epilogue. 3 months later, Coco was on a press tour in Paris when a knock came at her green room door. It was a surprise guest, Nicolas and Olandria. They hugged like old friends. Nicolas handed her a signed racket. Olandria gave her a framed copy of their villa poem. "We just wanted to thank you," Olandria said. "You literally manifested us." "Are you kidding?" Coco laughed. "You two helped me survive training blocks." The 3 took a selfie. It went viral again. That night, Coco tweeted, "Love is real. Tennis is life. And Olandria is endgame. The world makes sense again. Tennis heart with arrow sparkles. Hashtag winners supporting winners." Coco Gauff serves aces and emotions as her fave couple sparks romance on Love Island. It was a balmy July evening, and Coco Gauff had just wrapped up a brutal 3-set match under the lights of Wimbledon. Her body was tired, but her mind buzzed with energy. Not just from tennis, but from something far less stressful and way more fun. Tonight's Love Island episode. Coco was a self-proclaimed superfan. In the locker room, her headphones weren't playing motivational playlists or tactical commentary. They were catching up on the latest Love Island, Mallorca edition drama. The 21-year-old tennis star might dominate on court, but when it came to her off-court guilty pleasure, she was just like everyone else. And tonight was the night. Nicolas and Olandria, the duo Coco had been rooting for since day 3, had finally coupled up. She knew it. She knew they had chemistry. The flirty banter, the sunset chats, the magnetic tension in those late-night villa conversations. And now, after weeks of nearly misses, awkward recouplings, and one very painful Casa Amor test, they were finally official. Coco was ecstatic. From the court to the couch, the crossover we didn't know we needed. That night, Coco took to Instagram Live, not for a Q&A about her backhand or Wimbledon predictions, but to process, in real time, the emotional roller coaster that had just aired on Love Island. Her fans piled in by the thousands. They knew what was coming. "Y'all," she said, wide-eyed and glowing with second-hand love. "I'm shaking. I feel like I just won a slam, and then got proposed to under the fireworks. Nicolas and Olandria are finally a couple." She covered her mouth with her hand, laughing. Okay, let me calm down. But listen, since day 3, I've been telling y'all, they are meant to be. Meant. I don't care what happened with Chanel or that weird moment Nicolas had with Maya. Olandria had his heart. She always did. As Coco paced around her hotel suite, her U.S. Open tee hanging loose and her curls bouncing, her followers lit up the chat. At TennisFan123. "Coco, you manifested this." At Lovisland Quinkso. The way she screamed when they kissed, OMG, face with tears of joy, red heart. At Grand Slam Gauff. She's not watching tennis. She's studying Love Island strategy nail polish. A love story almost too perfect for TV. Nicolas was the tall, brooding French-Brazilian model with a quiet intensity and a penchant for sketching island sunsets in his villa journal. Olandria was the vivacious London-based art curator with a love for old-school R&B and deep, thoughtful convos. They were opposites in vibe, but twins in soul. Coco had caught on early. "I remember watching that moment in the kitchen," she said, pulling up a clip on her iPad. He was slicing mangoes, and she said something like, "Do you believe in fate?" And he said, "I don't know, but I think I believe in you." Who writes that? That man is a poet. A mango-slicing poet. The moment their coupling was announced at the fire pit, Coco reportedly screamed so loud that her physio came running in thinking she'd injured herself. "Nope, just love," she shouted. Coco's celeb influence creates a wave. It didn't take long for Coco's emotional breakdown and happiness over the couple to go viral. The clip was reposted on Love Island's official page with the caption, "When even Coco Gauff ships it, you know it's real, red heart, pineapple hashtag Nolandria forever." Suddenly, Nolandria became a trending hashtag, thanks in part to Coco's 6 million Instagram followers and her tweets that read like live sports commentary. "I haven't seen footwork this smooth since Roger in 2012. Nicolas is swooning, y'all. Olandria's dressed tonight, serving more looks than Serena. Can we get a Love Island X tennis crossover episode? I'll host. I'll fly out. I'm invested." Even other tennis stars joined in. Naomi Osaka replied, "Okay, but why is Coco giving Love Island better analysis than ESPN gives tennis matches?" To which Coco replied, "Because this is the real Grand Slam. And they just won mixed doubles, sparkling heart tennis." Coco's message to the couple, a surprise villa shout-out. Days later, Love Island aired a special moment. The Islanders were given a social media challenge, reacting to celebrity mentions about them in the real world. As they scrolled through tweets and video clips, Olandria gasped and clutched Nicolas's arm. "Wait, stop, go back. Is that that Coco Gauff?" The video played, Coco smiling into the camera, holding up a pineapple, a running inside joke about Nicolas's mango obsession, saying, "Hey Nicolas and Olandria, I just wanted to say I am so happy for you too. I knew it from the start. Y'all have this spark that just lights up the villa. Nicolas, keep being that poetic, mango-slicing king. And Olandria, you are a goddess. Protect that love. Rooting for you always. Hashtag Team Olandria, red heart, Coco out." The villa erupted. Olandria covered her face, squealing. Nicolas raised a toast with his water bottle. "That's mad," he said, smiling wide. "Coco Gauff watches us? Mate, that's cooler than any modeling gig."